Hello guys, Eugen813 here, and I'm here to update you guys on the federal election polls. I know in a lot of my rants have been talking about the federal election, and I think it's good, if you have been following my videos, to find out what the election polls say for themselves. This poll tracker is Eric Grenier from CBC, and here we go. As of August 16th, the Conservative Party have 28.3% of the popular vote, so down a fifth of a percent, down 0.2%. The NDP at 35.5% of the popular vote, minus 1.9%, and the Liberals at 26.9%, plus 1%. So the NDP in a reasonable sized lead in that category. Apparently the Conservatives might be headed for third. Just so you know, Eric Grenier from the polls is talking about that. Now here we have the seat projections as of August 26th. If you don't know what seat projections are, basically whoever gets the most seats wins the election. So that's how an election is won. So if the election was today, the Conservative Party would have an average of about 108 seats. The NDP would have an average of about 136 seats, and the Liberals would have an average of about 93 seats, with one green seat. Basically, this is how election polls are done. The popular vote can matter, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't, but it never really can dictate the outcome of the seat projection or the election. Last time somebody got more than 50% of the popular vote and ended up winning the election was Brian Mulroney in 1984. Even though lots of people have been getting majorities, for specifically Stephen Harper getting majority in 2011, even though he got a majority, he had less than 40% of the popular vote. However, the way it's looking, it looks like it's going to be quite a large majority government. Minority government, in which case the NDP or whoever else wins, if the Conservatives, Liberals can get back, will end up probably losing confidence pretty quickly, which means it's probably going to be an election within another 2 years. Who knows, maybe 1 year, like 79 and 80. But basically, there's your update on the polls. More, in a nutshell, basically the NDP are in the lead of the election. Are they in the driver's seat? I wouldn't say yet. There are still a couple of important regions, basically mostly Ontario and British Columbia are paramount if you want to win the election. That's a pretty close race between the Conservatives and the NDP. Although the Liberals have a big advantage in Atlantic Canada, I don't think that's going to make much of a difference. There aren't many seats in Atlantic Canada. Yeah, I don't think the Liberals are going to win the election. All that I hope is that the Liberal guy from our riding, Boris Rezhnevsky, all I can hope is that he wins our riding because he's a really good guy. That Opitz guy had a fraud case. What else is new with the Conservatives? But anyways, that's not the point. And basically, the NDP right now is surging ahead. The Conservatives are trying to find their legs, and the Liberals are trying their best to try to get back into it, but I still think they're headed for third in the seat projection. The NDP are pretty far ahead in the popular vote, so I'm hoping that maybe the NDP can win the election, but it's it's a really long election campaign. The election isn't for another month and a half or so. So anything could happen. But until then, I'll see you guys